Hey guys, my name is Ozzy, and today we are going to be creating isometric Kaaba using the Axonometric Grid feature in Inkscape. Let's get into it. So here we are on the Inkscape interface. First of all, we want to add an isometric grid. So to do that, we're going to go to the file, document properties. And on this document properties, we're going to go to the grids column and make sure the creation is set to this Axonometric Grid and click new. It's gonna add an isometric grid as you see over here. And the next thing is we're gonna change this grid units into pixels and make sure the spacing Y is set to 30 and the angle X and Z set to 30 as well. And the rest is 0, 0 and just 5 major grid line every 5. So yeah, and we click X to get rid of it. And now as you see, we have our grids over here that we have. And the next thing is that we're gonna create like a rhomboid shape over here using the pen tool. Make sure you have that. Draw Bezier curve and straight lines, that's the pen tool. Press B for the shortcuts. And then I'm gonna zoom out, hold control and roll down the mouse wheel. And as you see, there is a lot of like a rhomboid shape. We want to click one of them. So I'm just gonna click it over here. I click that. And as you see, there is a lot of rhomboid, but there is a bigger rhomboid as you see and a smaller rhomboid. And we want to select on the bigger rhomboid for this time being. So let's click on the point over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units, click it, and another 5 units, click it, and we already two click, and we click it over here again, and 3 times. So make sure you have 3 clicks on every side. So on this side again, 1, 2, 3, like that, and this side again, 1, 2, and 3. I'm just gonna click it over here, skip it, and right to the starting points. So we have this kind of like a emerald or a rhomboid shape. And now we're gonna create like a rectangle over here. So we want to create a cube first. So for the cube, for the right side of the cube, we're gonna do that with the pen tool again. B for the shortcuts. I'm just gonna click it again, and just like before, 5 units, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and click it again, 2 and 3 points, 1, 2, and I click it again, back to this, and back to starting point as well. And we are gonna do the same thing on this left side over here, but I'm not gonna use the pen tool again because it's just tedious. I'm gonna select this, Ctrl+D to duplicate that. I'm gonna flip it horizontally or press H to do that, and just gonna snap it here. And make sure you turn on the snapping as well. If it's gray out like this, it means that it turned off, so you want to turn back that on. And make sure you turn on the toggle snapping to grids over here. If it looks like this, it means that it's turned off. Make sure it's turned on like this. So we have our cube over here. And the next thing is that we're gonna add some details. So the first detail that I'm gonna add is on the top one over here. I'm just gonna add like another rhomboid in the middle, so it looks like it has like a different level. So back to pen tool, press B, and I'm just gonna click it over here, and make sure there is a 1 unit gap between the sides over here and our clicking points, just like this one over here. So make sure we have that. And now I'm just gonna click it down here, once again 1 unit, back to here and back to starting points. So we have this smaller rhomboid like this. And then I'm just gonna add like a side over here on this left side. So back to pen tool again, click over here, 1 unit, just 1 unit, click it again, and then I'm just gonna click it over here, the intersection between the line and the grid, and click it over here again, and just back to its starting points. And now we have a sides like this. And I'm just gonna do the same thing on the right side. I'm just gonna click this, Ctrl+D to duplicate, press H to flip it horizontally, and just snap it over here. And now you see it has like a 3D wall between the roof, and that's what we want. And the next thing is that we're gonna add like a details, like a yellow line for the each of these sides. And I'm just gonna do that first with the right side like this by using the press B. Guess what? Pen tool again. And we want to have like a gap between these sides and our clicking point by 3 units. So let's measure that. And this is 1 unit. 1, 2, 3. It means that we click over here like that. And we want to have our next clicking point by 2 units. So 1, 2 units. And yeah, I'm just gonna back to here. Go to here and make sure it's intersect between the line and the grids. And once again 1, 2 like that, and just back to its starting points. And just like this one, I want to have this one, you know, snap to its sides over here. So I'm gonna go to the nodes tool or press N to have that, and I'm just gonna snap it over here like that. And yep, if I click off everything, you'll see that we have this line over here. So that's what we want. And the next thing is that adds another details, but this time at the under this ribbon over here. So press B again for the pen tool, and I'm just gonna click over here. 1, 2, 3 points. Back down here by 1 units, back to here, snaps to its sides, and back to its starting points. And now I'm just gonna select this, Ctrl+D, duplicate it, and make sure you have like a 1 unit gap between the 2 lines over here. And I'm just gonna use the nodes tool and just wherever the point there is, the nodes between them, just delete it. You know, I'm just gonna Ctrl+A to select every nodes and press it over here, make selected nodes corner like that, and just gonna select 2 nodes there, and just like this, you know, make sure it looks like a square. So that's what we want. And then I'm just gonna select both of them, click over here, hold shift, click over here again, Ctrl+D like that, and back to, you know, 1 unit gap, Ctrl+D again, and just gonna do that. And as you see, this one is, you know, out of everything, so I'm just gonna select them, press delete on the keyboard to delete that. And now as you see, the right side is completely done. I'm just gonna select them all, left clicking it and drag it, and make sure all of them is just selected. And now go to the path union to unify them together, and Ctrl+D, and just gonna flip it horizontally, press H like that, and just drag it to the right, and make sure, you know, they are look like connected like this. And now if we zoom out, hold Control, roll down the mouse wheel, you'll see that our Kaaba is completely done. So the next thing that we need to do is to get rid of the grids. We don't need it anymore. So go to the file, document properties, and under the grids, we're just gonna click remove to remove every grids on the documents like that. And now the next step is we're gonna do some coloring. So let's click on this right side of here, and we want to have the lights come out from the top left corner. So I'm just gonna click it, hold shift and click on the X to get rid of the outline. I'm just gonna add a solid black color, and I'm just gonna select the, you know, the details, the ribbon, and you see that if you see the stroke status, it has a black fill, and the fill is none, which means that you have selected the object. And I'm just gonna, you know, give it like a yellow color like this, and hold shift and click on the X like that, to have, you know, the stroke gone like this. The stroke is none, the fill is yellow. I'm just gonna do the same thing with this one. I'm just gonna give it like a yellow color, but way lighter around this. There we go. Hold shift, click on the X to get rid of the outline, and click on this one. I'm just gonna give it 90% gray. Hold shift, click on the X to get rid of the outline. And now on the top, we're gonna give it the lighter color out of the three sides, and just gonna give it 80% gray. Hold shift, click on the X to get rid of the outline, and I'm just gonna select this side over here. I'm just gonna give it a black color. Press D to get the dropper tool, and just gonna click on the black color, which is the right side of that. And on this side, I'm just gonna give it like a way lighter color, which is like 70% gray. And on this one, I'm just gonna give it this color over here. Hold shift and click on the X to get rid of the outline. And as you see, our Kaaba is done. Let's select everything, Ctrl+G to group them, and we are done with the Kaaba. So if you have any suggestion or any questions, let me know in the comment section down below. And as always, thank you for your time.